All right, guys. Hi, Nicholas St. John coming to you from my kitchen, and today I want to talk real briefly to you about Sambucol. I don't know if you're familiar with this stuff, but this stuff is absolutely phenomenal. Sambucol was developed by an Israeli virologist who was commissioned, I believe, by the U.S. government to find a way to a combat the bird flu. Well, come to find out, it is really great against almost all viral infections. So, in order to do that, here's how this stuff works. One, it's very easy to take, very inexpensive. This stuff is like, I don't know, $13, $14, $15. You can get it at CVS, Walgreens, Green Acres, Whole Foods, any of these kind of stores carry it. If you try to get it at Walgreens or CVS, a lot of them won't even know this stuff exists. You'll have to ask them for it if you can't find it. It's usually in the colds and flu section, but you can get it there. I would personally go to some health food store and support them to get it. You can get it in this, which is a tablet, easy to take. You just punch it out, put it under your tongue. This is a homeopathy remedy for this. They also have it in gummies. So if your kids like the gummies, you can do that as well. And it's also in a syrup. And they now have a bunch of different flavors. But this is really great stuff. What happens with this? The Israeli virologist found out that when you have a virus in you, you've probably heard of H1N1, H3N2, all those different H's and stuff that none of us common folk know about or understand. What those are protein types. It's what's called hiraminidase protein, and then a neuraminidase, and they're on the spikes. Most of these have a little capsule, so they're encapsulated in a lipid, some type of protein that encapsulate it, and then they have spikes on them. So these little spikes on the ends, they're looking for something in your body to connect to. So if you get hepatitis C, they connect to just the liver cells, because that's what the H actually is keyed to. They're looking for something that matches that. So they don't necessarily connect to everything. Now things like Ebola and Marburg, those are what's called glycoprotein, and they can have 1, 2, or 3 different proteins, and they attach to a whole bunch of different stuff. It works different than the H and N type viruses. But this Sambucol, what it does is the little H protein spike, it renders it impotent. And so what happens is, because it's impotent, it can now no longer attach. So it's bouncing around looking for cells to attach, but it can't attach to anything. Well, if it can't attach to something, then essentially it makes it so it can infect you, because until it attaches to a cell, it can then no longer, it can't inject and infect that cell so that it starts replicating. The problem with a virus is once it gets inside of a cell and starts replicating, the immune system doesn't know what to do with that cell because it looks like a normal cell. The problem is it's making all these virus microbes that eventually it's either going to burst or they send them back out and start affecting other cells. Well, if you can stop it from getting into a cell in the first place, then the white blood cells, your immune system, can come and attack that, swallow it up, and then get rid of it before it does any damage. So that's why it's important to get before it starts. But even if you've got a cold that started, or the flu, excuse me, Sambucol will help stop that. So as it releases all these back into your bloodstream, if you've got Sambucol in your system, it will keep those from getting into more cells, and so it gives your immune system a chance to catch up. Now, this isn't just some pie in the sky thing. There's been a couple of university studies. The University of Oslo, Norway, did a double-blind study where they took a group of people, half of them they gave a placebo to, half of them they didn't. They gave instead Sambucol. The Sambucol group, it was typically 7 days for them to get over this cold or flu. And with the Sambucol group, on average, in not just one study but two, it was a decrease from 7 days to 3.1 days. Okay, so that's a very, very, very significant. By comparison, Tamiflu, which you have to go get a doctor's, you have to go see the doctor, they have to prescribe it. The last friend of mine that went and got a prescription cost him $125 for the prescription. Keep in mind, this is $15 and you require no doctor's visit. So this makes it very economical. You can take back control of your health with just a little bit of knowledge. Then, like I said, whether you like the like these tablets or you like the syrup, the kids like the syrup a lot better. Of course, they're all going to like the gummies. So Sambucol, I can't tell you how many people have come to me and said, "Thank you, Nicholas, for telling us about Sambucol. I didn't get sick. I didn't have to miss work. My kids didn't have to miss school. It just cut these viral infections off at its knees, and so it didn't develop into anything really bad." So, like I said, by comparison to Tamiflu, Sambucol stops it from 7 days down to 3.1. Tamiflu, same 7 days, on average, two different studies, 1.1, 1.3 days, it decreased it by. So you're just a little under 6 days that the symptoms disappeared. Now keep in mind, this has no side effects. The side effects are you get well. You take it, if you're sick, if you're not sick, you take it, nothing. If you are sick, it will decrease it from 7 days to 3.1 on average. Again, not one study, but two. And Tamiflu goes, you have to go see the doctor, which costs you. You have to go get a prescription, which costs you. And the Tamiflu pills are about $4 a piece. You have to take them for 7 days. These are about 50 cents a piece. You take them for 3 days or 4 days. All right, big difference. Now you take these Sambucol tablets or the liquid about every couple of hours. So you take it a little more often than you do Tamiflu. But at 50 cents a tablet, it's very economical. So it's very effective. The Tamiflu cuts it down to roughly 6 days or a little less than 6 days. Sambucol less than around 3, a little over 3. And I said I've had a bunch of people come back and say thank you for telling us about this. So if you get the first inkling of a flu or you're sick, go get some of this stuff. It's very inexpensive. There's no reason to lie around being sick and miserable when you can get rid of this stuff in 3 days. All right, guys, I thank you for being here. Thanks for signing on. If you come back in and watch the replay, please tell your friends. I'm going to be starting to do these on a regular basis. I have a new radio show on voiceamerica.com on their health and wellness called The Health Cure Show, which I'm very excited about. Starts January 12th is a Tuesday. It's 3 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. Eastern. Please tell your friends to come and follow me, and we can take back. We're going to start a revolution, take back our own health. But I can't do it alone. I need your help. So I appreciate you being here. And again, tell your friends. Go to my site, immunitycrisis.info. Go to the bottom. I mean, you can watch the video if you want. I'm reworking that video, but it's a place to get my books. But at least get my newsletter. So scroll to the bottom and get my newsletter. It's free. Sign up. You get out and unsubscribe at any time. But it will be a place where I start telling people about things like the anatomy of a flu shot. I'm going to be publishing an article on my website, viruswhisperer.com, which is my blog, about the anatomy of a flu shot was just posted. I'm going to be doing some more stuff on things like rogue bacteria like MRSA and flesh-eating bacteria, that kind of stuff, which is gross, and they have no way to combat it. The medical establishment says for viral infections, unless you have a vaccination, they really don't have any way except other than making you comfortable. And so they don't have a treatment. It's making you comfortable until you either recover or you die, which is what they do with Ebola patients because it's a virus, a very nasty virus. But we can take back our health care as an individual. It's a grassroots effort. I need your help. and we can do this on the radio show that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be talking a lot about this. Next week, I'm going to be interviewing Dr. Christine Horner, who is an MD surgeon, and she has a really great book out, The Goddess Warrior, Awakening the Goddess Warrior, which is about breast cancer prevention. This is all about prevention, and we have come across things that are very easy, simple, effective ways to strengthen your immune system. Everything starts with your immune system. If it's not very strong, you will get sick. So we don't want you getting sick. We want you well. Then the best way to do that is to do a few things well and get your immune system as strong as possible. So again, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching the replay again. Tell your friends and neighbors I need help. We need to get this word out so your friends and neighbor and family and coworkers stop getting sick when they don't need to. It's brutal to watch. If you know a mother or you are a mom who is sat next to their child who's sick, it's hard sitting there feeling helpless and not knowing anything on what to do. We don't want to let these things take their own course, run their course, because there are things out like what's called the enterovirus. The enterovirus causes acute accelerated encephalitis. When that gets into your brain, when it breaches the blood-brain barrier, it causes swelling of the brain so fast that there are 60-year-old and under children getting enterovirus in this country that have passed away just in the night. It happens so fast. So the stuff is dangerous. I don't want anyone mourning the loss of a child because they just let something run the course. There's no need to. Things like Tamiflu, some of the other things I cover in my immunity crisis book, and the courses that I'm publishing and the radio show will tell you how to do that. I'm not going to go through that all here, but there's a number of things, especially the use of vitamin C, and I'm going to be talking about a lot of the myths that are associated with vitamin C. Colloidal silver, which you don't have to take all the time. You don't have to worry about turning blue or purple if you take it properly, if you make it properly. And I can show you how to make it very, very, very inexpensively. Vitamin C, what you can do and what your levels should be at, what you should be taking on a daily basis to make sure that the very foundation of your immune system is the strongest, the foundation it can be. So, again, thanks for stopping by. Tell your friends. Let's start a revolution here and take back our health care. And again, thanks for being here.